Sign up today.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the August 19th, the wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We're going to go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, but much more important than that, during this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, we've got you covered there too. You can let those fingers do the walking. You can always send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question, and in our Tiger's Den, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. All the indices trading in the green. The Dow's up 53, the S&P 5, NASDAQ 123, Russell's up 11, semis are up, they're flat out here. The what else is trade? The transports are up 0.7% to the upside. They're up 82 points. Gold's off $45 and silver's down 68 pennies. So we'll certainly take a look at that. Light sweet crude is flat. Natural gas is up a bit, and the U.S. The 30-year Treasury bond is flat. Lead the charge dollar-wise, the upside, it's iRhythm Technologies, 17% or $30. Momenta has momentum in it. Momenta Pharmaceuticals up 69% or $21. Regeneris up 19 or 3%. Booking Holdings up 19 or 1%. Target is up $16. That's a big move, nearly 12%. Galapagos Islands, GLPG is down 46 buckaroonies or 25%. BioMarin Pharmaceuticals off 35%. Henry Jack and Associates is down 12%. CureVac is down 14. So we've got things moving and grooving to the upside and to the downside out here. So let's begin. We've got a couple of requests. Let's knock these requests out of here in case more pile up. The first one coming in from Steve W. Steve says, I just bought Zoom this morning. So let's get the Zoom charts up here on our screen. There we go. ZM, by the way, folks, is the ticker symbol. And I believe it's moving a lot higher. Can you project a target price and give a read on your indicators? So as we take a look at Zoom, Steve, right now, here's what you know. Only the daily and the weekly profiles have any relevance to you. There's not enough data out here to establish a monthly profile. And price is trading above the top of its weekly, which is 267.82. You'd like to see it close above that come Friday. And price is trading above the top of its weekly. This would be the second day above the top of that weekly, which is 270.58. So from a profile standpoint, trading above resistance does support the idea that you believe it's moving higher. You said a lot higher. And so that piece of it I don't know the answer to. But let's take a look at Zoom on my other charts and see what other elements we can find out here. Likely not too much, but let's just take a look at it. Now, got to be careful. Because Zoom has this Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, Steve, from July the 13th. And so there's your real resistance level, in case you were asking, 281 even Steven. So that was a round number high out there. And take that for what it means. But it's up against resistance. So clearing that would then suggest, okay, this is going to head higher. Now, that's coming from the daily time frame. The weekly time frame shows that the move this week has triggered a Rhodes Momentum indicator signal. It already has a TD9 count top. It's got a wave 7 top. So taking out those highs, closing above them, is going to be really important to your conclusion that this is getting ready to move a lot higher because of the topping signals in the daily and the weekly. Again, the monthly is not real helpful to us. This is going to be bar number 8 of a TD9 count, but there's just not a lot that we can rely upon. So your question was, where can this head to? If it clears that resistance level, I would hesitate to draw in this. I would think the better pattern to try to help you identify where price might head to is to take a look at this and say, this is a consolidation here. So as we take a look at the consolidation, Steve, and we'll use as the high of that consolidation, that bearish engulfing candle that's identified. Oh, what the heck? Why didn't that work? Let's try that again. Let's try this in slow motion now. And so we're basically using that. It's in green right now, not a big deal. So we'll say that this is the consolidation area. So when price does break a consolidation, the upside or the downside, this has not broken the upside of that consolidation. But if it were, the price projection, so the consolidation gives you a measured move equal to or greater than that consolidation. That would be about 325, Steve-O. The other thing I'll point out, in case you didn't do the workout here, you probably did, but here is the current float channel. And so your purchase today is up near the top of that float channel. But, of course, I'm new to using your indicator, this tool, which happens to be in the eSignal platform. So the answer to your question is you've got to close above that July 13th high out there at 281 even Steven. Hope that helps you out. We had another request to take a look at ticker symbol TTD. I believe that was the trade desk. So let's pull that up on our screen out here and see what it is telling us. Now, the question here was, is this ready for a short? So let's go take a look at it. Let's do the same thing. Look at it in relationship to its profile. So above the daily, but it has found resistance at the weekly. So 475.67 is your strong resistance level. Let's pull over Stevie's other charts and see if there's any other signals on the trade desk. TTD is the ticker symbol. Now, as we expand this out and we take a look at the daily time frame, we're going to see that this confirmed the Rhodes momentum indicator pattern. It did that when it generated this bear sash candle on August the 6th. Granted, that's not the high of the session. Resistance would have been the high of the prior bar, and we never saw it close above that. So it's got a confirmed topping pattern already in place. Price is below Stevie's green line, which is 482.04. So price, it's got support, different support levels. It's got 4 of them. It's got 345 as the ultimate support. That's the TD9 breakout. It's got 396 as the bottom of the daily, 411 as the center, and 427 as the top. So is it a short signal pattern? On a daily time frame, the answer there is yes, and those would become your price targets. If any key levels of support broken, the answer there is no. Don't know whether they will or they won't. If we take a look at a weekly time frame out here, we can see that this has a TD9 count top. And the answer to whether this is going to have some type of momentum to the downside would be a close below Stevie's green line on the weekly time frame chart. So the next level of support, other than ones we looked at on the daily time frame, to integrate into your decision-making thought process is 448.62. Now remember, that number is going to change, so you've got to use this as a guideline. But a close below Stevie's green line on a weekly time frame with a weekly topping pattern says then price could pull all the way back to 343 over time. Lastly, on a monthly time frame, as we finish this off here, I don't have any kind of a topping signal, so it'll have to be controlled by the weekly and the daily. That ticker symbol is TTD, the trade desk. If we get back from this break, let's go take a look at Goldilocks. Let's go figure out what it's communicating to you and I. One thing it's communicating is be very, very careful. Okay.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, Taz understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the Taz Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the Taz Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. We're going to go out to Martinez, California, and speak with Brent about gold. Brent, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing just great, Steve. It's great to talk with you again. How are you doing?
I am doing fine. Thanks so much for asking. So you want to take a look at Goldilocks. Tell me what you're doing and how I can help you.
What I was hoping you could do for me, and I'd appreciate if you could, is, is to take a look at the GLD and the SLV, and just because I'm considering shorting, either one. I just want to see what seemed to be the better setup between the two. And I know you're probably going to look at, of course, the gold contract and silver. And I'm just listening on my phone, so I'll look at it on the archives. And I'll stay on with you. But if you could do it in that fashion, I'd appreciate it.
Sure. So I'm going to answer the question with regard to the best setup first and the number to really be paying attention to. So for me, the key number out here for gold is going to be, right now it's printing at 1936.80. Now that's the weekly oscillator unchanged line, and so we know that number is going to change slightly as price moves up or down. But if we were, and we've got a TD9 count top, so that is present. That was 2 weeks ago. It was bar number 8 out there. Nothing. And so if we see a close below that come Friday, that then would signal to you that, being on the short side of gold is its message, again, coming from the weekly time frame chart. And I'd really like to see that take place. So that's the first thing that I would be looking at. Now, what I will do is I'll on another set of charts out here, I will get the GLD version of that. So let's do this here, just to try to stay on par. Now, it's going to be slightly different with regard to the number, and I'd really prefer to rely upon the gold contract, but we can use this as a guideline out here. So on a weekly basis for the GLD, we're going to go look for Stevie's green line out here. That is currently priced, Brent, at 180.41. Now, not that I'm saying you can't go ahead and short it now or what have you, but the real confirmation of the short inside of gold is going to be a closing below that weekly level out there. So that's the first thing on the GLD and take a look at gold. Any questions there? I mean, there's still more to talk about, but just want to knock at least those two pieces out.
No, that's great. And again, yeah, I will definitely watch in the gold and using those numbers as well. And that's, going to be the main impetus to, make the trade. But I just was hoping you could relate a little bit to the GLD, what you're doing. So I appreciate that.
So here I'm going to, while this chart here is putting the SLV, the reason why I immediately said to you that I believe the better setup was on gold was because, so on silver here on the weekly basis, we have a confirmed sell the D point. That took place last week with the bearish dark cloud cover candle. That confirmed the A to B equals CD pattern. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that pattern right now just to get rid of some, just to clear up some space out here. Oops. And so look how far away price is from its weekly oscillator unchanged line. Now, I know you can't see it, you're on your cell phone, but when you do go take a look at the archive, you've got silver trading at 27.35 and its oscillator unchanged line down at 22.75. So, and which is a support level. I can't in one breath say, hey, this is a real key level of support when it comes to gold, and then not say the same thing when it comes to silver, right? So I think the better setup from a break of support would come from gold, and that's why I answered the way that I did. Any questions there?
No, you're on the same page. It seemed to me that gold would be the better, and of course it's going to have a bigger range, gives you more potential to have bigger moves and have a more dramatic. I would be doing options, so that's
okay.
It's going to be better to have the greater movement is going to. I mean, of course, the SLV is less expensive to buy the options, but you're just going to get greater movement in the GLD as opposed to the SLV. So no, that's great. I appreciate it. You can just keep talking. So.
Okay, so we're looking at the December contract, folks. I'm just going to expand this out just so everybody can take a look at it. You'll see some rising trend lines out there. In fact, that's where that rising trend line was established, the one that had hit on the 12th. That was established before that low was put in. So these trend lines are also important, and you can draw those on your system as well. So breaking those would be another signal of potential if the A to B equals CD to the downside. Price is trading below the bottom of its daily profile. That happens to be 2003.20. Two closes below that would at least, Brent, suggest a move back to the rising trend line. Whether it breaks or not, I don't know the answer to that, but that's what the chart is signaling to me at this stage. Here we can see the A to B equals CD would take price down to about 1809. I put my other daily chart up on the screen because here we can see our TD9 breakout levels. So the first target in the A to B equals CD to the downside, I would say, is really the 1790 to 1809. 1809 would be the 1-to-1. A to B equals CD would just be set up a Gartley buy pattern. Chances are, though, gold typically does not do a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD to the downside. So instead, folks, you should be looking at those expansions. Now, it doesn't matter until we get close below 1874.20. out here. So when we use the A to B equals CD, we never know whether the pattern is going to unfold or not. But here, knowing that price had already broken through key levels of support previously on its daily, and then seeing price just run up to Stevie's green line, the oscillator and change line, is all of the identifiers of a counter trend move, which would then be creating A to B equals CD to the downside. Now, what we also have to see, though, is we've got to see key levels of support breaking, other patterns on the intra time frame chart. So the 5-hour time frame chart, what do we have out here? Real nice TD9 count high, a top at its high out here, all-time high with regard to gold, and then another one with regard to yesterday's counter trend move out here. So the 5-hour chart, Brent, is saying any close below 1948.70 would be suggesting that this A to B equals CD pattern would be unfolding. So the number to write down in your pad of paper, 1948.70. That would be a critical number on the 5-hour time frame chart. But we saw how those TD9 counts were working and identifying both the all-time high as well as what may be the counter trend high. Here here on the 2-hour time frame chart, we've got a beautiful Gartley sell pattern. That was established with this little shooting star candle that formed out here. That was on yesterday at 10 o'clock in the morning. Now, sometimes old resistance can become new support. And that's where gold is sitting right now, which is 1969.80. We do have bar number 8 that formed coming into the 12 noon time frame. So it's possible. So what this is telling me, Brent, based on this 2-hour time frame chart, because of the TD9 count pattern that's present, that we should see some type of rally inside of gold. So I wouldn't take that short now, at least based on this time frame chart here, and maybe consider selling into a rally if you're. Anyways, that's what the 2-hour chart is communicating to us. Let me take a quick peek here at the hourly time frame chart. And on the hourly time frame chart, we see that price did break through. We looked at this yesterday, folks, at 1989.40, so that was a key level of support out here. Boy, the 60-minute is saying, before you finish your TD9 count, I still want to head lower. And the head lower is about 1948.70 out there. So, Brent, the answer to your question, gold is the better of the two vehicles, and I base that on the weekly time frame chart out here. And everything looks like and smells like you've got a top. We're going to go to a break out there. If you want to hold, I can answer any other questions that you've got, and plus we'll come back and take a look at the U.S. dollar index.
Yeah, I'm going to hold. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah. You bet. We'll be back in just a few with Brent in Martinez, California. We'd love to hear from you too, folks. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back. Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as,
whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that will take you step-by-step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Gold trading out of 1971, down $41. We're on the line with Brent in Martinez, California. So I know I gave you a mouthful there, Brent. What questions from the data that we were looking at, discussing, do you have?
I guess the only thing that I would say, at least on from my perspective, or what I'm trying to do, is I'm looking at it as a longer term kind of change in trend.
Okay.
Of that for that trade, and I've done plenty of short term, trades on gold.
Yes.
But this particular one, if I'm even going to take the trade, so I'd be looking more at some of the longer term numbers you were giving, and to see if we get that change in trend, and then try to, looking for the bigger kind of move in the thing, and if that were to play out. So that's my approach on it. No, I really appreciate all the numbers you gave, and that gives me stuff to watch. And I have a lot of confidence in those numbers. They seem to be very effective, and not that they're 100%, but they seem to be pretty darn effective, and I have confidence in them. So I appreciate that very much. As always, thank you very much. Just have a great day and the rest of your week, and I'm sure we'll talk soon.
Perfect. You too, and thanks so much for calling. So, folks, the number there to be watching right now, about 1937.20, and the price target, this is on the intermediate term, or the weekly, would be 1730.70, and that's where gold is likely headed to, and that could then set up the nice, really long-term buy. I would expect it would take gold about 2 months to get down there, but let's not worry about timing. More important, just price, and we'll just simply study this thing, as things go along. I was recommending to Brent to hold on, in entering the position right now, because as we're looking at some of the charts, it looks like, we might see some type of a bounce out here. And here's the 30-minute time frame chart. We can see the price had pulled down to the breakout level of 1960. Did it get right to 1960? No, it got down to 1960 and 50 cents out there. You got to love. Now, folks, there's no human possible way. Certainly there's a human possible way, but there's no way. There's no, and you can use whatever letter, you could use the letter that's in between E and G, but there's no way that a human being would have chosen 1960 as the breakout level on this 30-minute time frame chart for gold. No way. If you would have chosen that, you get it, send an email to me, steve@tfnn.com. Tell me how you did it and show me the consistency of that throughout time out here. It's learn the TD9s. One, it helps you to identify if you're seeing a valid 9-count form, not to enter into a trade at that stage. Hey, if we get a breakout above that and the pattern gets negated, then you've got a momentum move to the upside. But you would never want to enter a long trade when that pattern is present out here, and you certainly want to be able to objectively identify support and resistance out here. That'll help answer the question, hey, why did price just stop where it did? It was the exact same thing that you and I did yesterday when we were analyzing the markets, and you said to Steve, you said to me, the most important move that transpired yesterday was what took place inside that Russell 2000. And dang, if you weren't absolutely correct about that. So all we're doing, and look, if we had put this chart, so here's the Russell 2000 equity future contract. Let me just expand it. Let me turn this off. So give me a second out here. And if we turn off these TAS market profiles, now, if we were just studying a chart like this, how the heck would we know on this trading day here, August 14th, which we also know had some volume inside the move out there, how would we know that price had found support? You wouldn't. In fact, you would read this and say, you know what, the market's getting ready to rush lower. Well, that's not how it works out here. How it works is that we identify where support and resistance is at. Not until support gets broken does that tell us about some kind of change in trend? That's really what Brent and I were trying to do in studying gold. And, we really ended up on the weekly time frame chart and the more intermediate term number to be paying attention to. So understanding support and resistance, being able to do it objectively, meaning the system pulls it out for you, is just so helpful in your trading and investing, no matter what the time frame it is that you trade. So please take advantage of these tools that each of us here at TFNN use. They will absolutely improve your trading. And folks, this is a business where you are always consuming more information, learning more. Open your eyes, be open to learning more things out there. Now, I had mentioned to Brent before we went to that break about the U.S. dollar index. So we know that you track gold and you track it in all of the currencies, all the major currencies out there. Well, one of the major currencies is obviously the U.S. dollar index. As I was sharing with you yesterday, look, this has been trying to form a bottom. We know. How do we know that? We know that because of the Rhodes momentum indicator signals that have been firing off here, and because of the bullish reversal candles that have formed. Well, if we take a look at the U.S. dollar index right now, price moving lower, doing less relative energy, the Rhodes momentum indicator, and voila, as of 1:35 in the afternoon, we've got a bullish piercing candle out here. Now, of the five two-bodied reversal candles that I look at, this is out of 5, 1 through 5, 1 being the weakest. This is number 2 out there, 5 being the strongest. That doesn't mean that it's not a reversal session. You just simply like to see follow through on that next session. But nonetheless, out here, with regard to the U.S. dollar index, you've got a bottom-worthy signal going on in it as we speak. So maybe that will impact the price direction of gold. Let's take a look at the next question that came in. This one, or the only other question I've got out here. I see, there was one in the den. Also take a look at the shop. Let's take a look at the CTL for James. James, nice to hear from you. I think it's been a while. So let's go take a look at our 3 time frames up here. Give me a second. I got to get rid of all these calls that are coming in and mess me up. CTL. That is the ticker symbol out here. And let's go see what that is. That is CenturyLink. And so the question is, hey, Steve, I'd like to hear your analysis of CTL. Short-term swing trade, to me, doesn't tell me what direction, what you're doing here. Okay. Let's just take a look at CenturyLink. Right now today, trading right into resistance, the top of its daily profile. That number is 1122. It's trading at 1123. No idea whether it will close above that or not. If it does, and you get 2 closes above that, that would be a powerful message, a strong message to say that, hey, price is going to continue to move higher. Move higher to where? Excellent question. 1173. 1173 is the bottom of its new monthly profile. Now, that monthly profile formed above price. Basically, on a longer-term message, that's a bearish message out there. Bearish until price were to get above 1316. Not get above, but close above 1316 out there. Man, I got a butt dial or some kind of dial from somebody. This is the 4th call in a row out there. It must be, I bet you it's somebody. I've never gotten called to ask me who I'm going to vote for. Maybe it's one of those calls. And that's how much I believe those polls that are out there. They poll about 700 people. That's going to represent 300 million people. Now, of course, it's not 300 million people, voters that we have out there. But just take a gun, point it to my head, pull the trigger, just make sure there's no bullet involved. But back to CenturyLink out here. So 1173, James, is really an upside target for you. Where is the bottom of the profile? Now, monthly profile, that is. The high out here, the most recent high that price is trading into on a daily basis is June 8th. 9.4 million shares. You're at 8 million shares. So just moving to that swing point with volume, that would suggest to me that high is going to get tested, which is 1139, and that gets us up to our 1123 number out there. We get back from this break. I'll pull up CTL on my other charts just to see if there's any other signals out here that James needs to be aware of. This is Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back. So, James, I didn't find anything during that break. If, in fact, I would say that the number you're looking at would be the high from June 8th. And that high out there, 1139, if price can close above that, then this could run all the way up to 1450. Do realize there's this nice gap to the downside between March the 8th, March the 6th out there. So that's going to be a bit of a rocky period, turbulent period potentially, as those traders are just looking to get their money back, so to speak, out here. But otherwise, I don't see anything more than what you and I have already covered. So I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for calling in, and have a great you didn't call in, you wrote in. Have a great day. Who called in, though, is Gary in Michigan. Gary, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
Hey, good, Steve. How are you doing, my fellow Michigander?
Very good. Thank you very much for asking. And silver, you are the silver man out here, is what you called about. So how can I help you here?
Well, so you did such a great job. I mean, and you did a great job yesterday in this continuation. But I'm curious how big of a divergence there could be between, if gold's going to go down potentially that much, where's silver headed? Because typically there's a correlation.
Sure. Typically, unfortunately, we're not in typical markets, I'd have to say, but typically, yes. Typically, yes. So kind of to go along, and I'm glad that you followed up with the question here because it's a really important question. And also in the use of the tools that we use, we can see where this is going to be different than when we were taking a look at gold. And so the answer to your question is very simple. Now, the answer to your question is based right now upon the September contract for silver, but really December is one that we also want to take a look at, since that is now starting to become the active contract. It's not completely yet. So the number here on September silver contract that we're looking at is between 2406 and 2471. Now, in the case of silver, what this has is a bullish structured daily profile. And it has it for the September contract, for the December contract, and for the March contract in 2021 out there. So these are very key levels of support, the 2406, 2471. They're different on the other contracts out there, but you can see the bullish structured profiles. Now, if price closes below those levels, well then, Gary, then it starts to look like gold does today. So that's and if I take a look at each one separately out there, it's another reason to say to Brent that silver looks stronger than gold out here. And maybe this, and I don't want to try to read too much into it or anything. Instead, just analyze, each stock chart separately. So that's the answer as to what I could give to you based upon the tools that we use to figure out where buyers and sellers are located.
Correct. But also, is there any correction in silver that you see as a major correction in the next 2 months that you were kind of given the same timetable for gold?
So we just took a look at figures on the daily time frame, 24 to 20, basically let's call it $24 as a key level of support. If price gets below that, then what you would anticipate is a move back to 22 and change out here. And 22 is the weekly oscillator and change line. And I just haven't found the tool that tells me when resistance or support is going to get busted. I only have the tools to tell me where support and resistance is, and then we can make decisions or as to what to do then. So those would be the levels, whereas gold has got a whole different setup to it. And I don't know the reasons why, and even if I were to give you some reasons why, I can't even prove it to you. And I would prefer to just be objective and be able to say, this is what it should do, and here are the reasons why, and be able to show it to you on a chart like we're doing right now with regard to silver. We know that if silver closes below those daily profiles, we can then just simply move over to the weekly to figure out where its support levels are at, to figure out where price is likely headed to.
Got it. One question I've always wanted to ask you from something you've said once or twice that I picked up, and I may have misunderstood, so bear with me. But you once, or at least once, said something along the line that you don't agree with the typical thought process that there's an inverse relationship between the dollar going down and gold going up. Did I misunderstand that, or was that
you understood it perfectly. And now I got to see if I can quickly go find that chart out here. Now I said that based upon looking at the chart for gold and the U.S. dollar and its behavior. So, and I want to be able to show that to you out here. And the question is going to be, where exactly do I have that? So I am, and if I don't, I don't know that this is going to do it.
It's not today, tomorrow.
Yeah. No, it's a, you asked the question, it's like, well, why do tomorrow what I can do today? Let me just see if this is it. Nah, this is not going to be it. But so let me open up a chart here. So let's just do it together, and we'll see what it's going to do. So for gold, let's just simply go ahead and put the continuous contract. So $F, and what I'm going to do is we're going to change this to a monthly time frame, and then we're going to change it from a candle chart to a line chart. So we're just looking at closing prices out here, but it'll be a little bit easier for us to look at. So we're going to just change this into a line chart. Now what we're going to do is we're going to insert the U.S. dollar index out here. So we're going to insert a symbol. Again, this is going to be the continuous contract out here, the X #F. And here we're also going to look at a line chart. So that's going to be displayed below. And I don't know what the time frames are. Okay, so and this takes us back to 1985. And actually, I think I'm going to try to change this to quarterly instead of monthly. What I'm trying to do is just simply smooth out the bumps, so to speak. It's a little bit easier to visually see this. So now I've got them both on a quarterly time frame. Let's see if I can get them both here to show up. So maybe that's too much of a time. So here, if we take a look at the bottom is the U.S. dollar index, which bottomed in January of 2008. So I'll just put some arrows up here just so you can take a look at it, Gary, and everybody can take a look at it. Let's just make them a yellow arrow. So here is the bottom of the U.S. dollar index. And at the same time period, here is the representation of where gold was trading. So gold has been moving up since January of 2008. And I want to ask you this question, Gary. What's gold been doing since that time period? Moving up.
Going up. Yeah.
So this is, I mean, I don't want to get granular and go take a look at it day by day. We can. Here, the U.S. dollar index, for example, the U.S. dollar index had a top back in 2001, and it was moving lower out there. Well, guess what? Gold was moving higher. All right, so that's kind of normal. But when we really go back and we take a look at it out there, it's just to make a decision that the way gold is going to trade is based upon an inverse relationship to the dollar will get you into the penalty box pretty quickly. It's just not how it works. It is just not how it works. Okay?
Okay, thanks so much. You're awesome.
You bet.
Make it a great day.
You bet. Thanks
Be
for
well.
the question. That was Gary in Michigan. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The gold report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the gold report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the gold report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So let's go take a look at SunPower Corp. This is for Mike S. And that's pretty funny. Mike writes in, he says, if TFNN ever has a Halloween party, you should dress up as a Skipper and Tom would be, I don't know what that means. Basil would be the professor. Yeah, I'm with you on the Basil and the professor one. I want to know who's going to play, what are the girls' names? Marianne and... it's been a long time since I've seen one of those segments out there. In any event, Mike, let's get back to SunPower out here. You've got prices trading above resistance. Ginger, there you go, Jay. Prices trading above, how can you forget Ginger? Prices trading above the top of its daily profile out there, 1255. So if it can do that for 2 sessions in a row, suggest further breakout. Price already trading above the top of the weekly and the monthly profiles out there. So that looks pretty good. Let me go see if there's any kind of signals to be careful on. You know, whenever price moves higher, it's not the moving higher that's a problem. It's if it does it with less energy out there. And that's a signal that is present at the moment. But not until a bearish reversal candle will that generate any kind of signal. We have seen some RMI tops out here, but they've only been able to push price down to the support level of the center of its profile out there. So everything looks okay on the daily. If you were to see some type of bearish reversal candle, then we might need to take a look at that, or it may just mean price is moving back to support levels. Week number 7 of a TD9 count, suggesting that price wants to target 1547. That's its TD9 breakdown level. And on the monthly time frame out here, price is just headed into prior resistance. That was established by its prior shooting star candle out here. And that was the weekend, that was the month of September. And that high out there is 1557. So SunPower looks pretty good out there, Mike. And I'm not a real big Halloween kind of person, you know? Now, not that I don't like giving out candy and everything, because I do. And I like buying it. And I always buy extra. And that way, I always have some. But it's not good for our teeth. Although, I know plenty of dentists that love candy. Folks, stay tuned for 2 more great hours. Thanks so much for being here on Wonderful Wednesday. I look forward to seeing you on Thirsty Thursday. Take care, folks.